It's a gloomy day. It looks like it's going to rain. So it's not a lovely day today. But nonetheless, decided to hop on, chop it with an individual, see what's the talk of the town. It's going down, the word on the curb. You heard me? Let me just set this up real quick. Oopsie. Trying to see what's good with everybody. Now, for those who are curious, I did drop a new video on this channel, right? Going into, I want to say the history, but discussing the Smile Now, Cry Later clown theme in the Cholo culture. So for those who are curious, you guys can scope that out. And on my other channel, yesterday I did drop a battle rap reaction. If you guys are curious to scope out, that, you guys could go check that out. There are Fuego tracks. What up, Ishi? What's cracking like yourself? What you getting yourself into, my boy? What up, big dog? How are you? Good in yourself? Lil Rich, what's good with you, carnal? Bro Shot gang up in the house. Serio. The homie Derek up in here. You already know. He's gonna get that pay. That payday. Chitty chitty ching. I ate some green enchiladas today that my wife made. So they were magnificent. Now they were delicious. Las enchiladas, carnal, ya sabes. Pro de lo bueno. Me porté bien. Me rayé. Oh yeah, he's been posting new videos in Seattle? Washington? No. Seattle, right? Or is it Washington? He's expanding his horizon. Como te digo, my boy's grinding, homie. Dedication. My boy's definitely, blowing up. Sipping on a cup of coffee while I eat chocolate. Órale, eso es todo, carnal. That's life. I thought you were going to say that you're sipping on some scissor. Project Pat and 3-6 Mob. Hey, that rola smack, though. Sipping on some scissors. Sipping. People always forget about that concept of that group, the 3-6 Mafia and the Project Pat. That's some good rolas. Like that one in Chicken Head. What? Chica. What job do you do, Ese? I work with puro cold, like everything that's cold related, that's food related, that goes in your freezer. Frozen vegetables, frozen meals, ice cream, all that shit. I do that. So I'm a penguin, basically. I'm an Eskimo. We work in the cold. In Utah, the homies from... Oh, did he? Órale, eso es todo. I'm telling you. My boy's grinding. What up, Ishi? What's cracking like it, my boy? Greetings from Norway. Shout out to Norway. You're going out tonight, homie? Pues a ver qué pedo. Probably not. We're looking like some fucked up weather today. It's cloudy and gloomy as fuck. Supposed to rain. I don't know if that's true or not, pero es lo que dicen, según. Can you play a song for me? I don't know how to do that whole, play music while I'm on the live type shit. I'm not that of experienced YouTuber yet. We haven't gotten around to all of that. Todavía somos rookies. When it's cold, you're not gonna... You a car guy? So. I'm interested in cars. I wouldn't say I'm a fanatic or an expert or nothing like that, right? But I do enjoy vehicles, whether they're racing or lowrider or muscle or classic. I'm going to the Barras in Chico, California. Eso es todo, carnal. That's right, my boy. Hey, para eso es la vida, to live it. Just make sure that you keep trucha with the carrucha, eh? Because you already know on the weekends, hey, se pone caliente, muy caliente. Como dijo el pinche vato, Las calles están calientes. Like, man, sounding like a bitch, fool. Que te valga, puto. Prepárate. ¿A poco traes miedo? 3 Mafia goes hard and Fish rap. Yeah, they did, bro. I'm telling you, they were a group that was up there too, bro. They were making the top charts in their time. You know what I mean? People sleep on them, and that they were in the time where they had to compete with some of the best. The West Coast legends. These guys had to compete with them. You know, so the fact that they held their own in that era, already says a lot. You know, I mean, like people like UGK and Pimp C, Bun B, individuals like that también. Scarface because he's from that area too. Little Flip, sort of. I don't know about ¿cómo se llama el pinche Mike Jones? Who? I don't know. Dropped one album, disappeared. I don't know. Yeah. Give your digital hit Mike Jones up on the low. Yeah. Serio. Damn, you get paid good for being Haping. Well, I mean, it pays the bills. I mean, it would be better if we would have gone to school and got our education and, made something of ourselves, pero ni pedo. Queríamos estar en la calle como pendejo. Pues ni modos. Pura trucha como salvatrucha. Cara de chucha. No mames. Te la aventaste, carnal. Always keep it. Always keep it. Hello. Serio. Como dijo el pinche Exhibit, better to be caught with one than without one. Or solo. 36 Mafia inspired the movie Hustle and Flow with Terrence Howard. Oh, did he? Oh shit, I didn't even know. Is that the one with Oh no, yeah, I know which one it is. Yeah, Hustle and Flow. Can you say I am Steve, but in a deep voice? I am Steve. I am Ultraman. Todo Jack Black. What kind of Steve? From Minecraft? Steve Harvey? It's hard out here for a pimp. Serio? The women movement really is putting a dent in your business? These women being independent is fucking it up out here for a player? The pimp hand ain't so strong now that they hit back? Thanks for reading my comment. Good spirit. I'm just clowning. Peace. Oh, you already know. I already know the internet. It's all not to be taken serious like that. Tampoco. I don't know why people come on here so, but fucking with their panties in a bunch of shit, all serious. Like, bro, it's just the internet. Relax, my guy. Motherfuckers right there, all serio, all stiff. So stiff they can fucking crush walnuts with their glutes. How tense they are. Like, breathe, carnal, breathe. Hello, sir. Hello there. Are you eating a lot of onion? Is that why your brush has grown more? It's actually el caldo de los frijoles. It helps your mustache grow. I don't know if you heard. I wouldn't be surprised if that is some kind of fucking Mexican folk myth out there, right? If you drink fucking bean juice and Bonchalino, your mustache will grow faster. Pero también le tienes que poner Vaporub. I love you, bald. Well, I'm not even bald right now. That fool said it reminds me of my mom. Well, I hope your mom is not like doesn't have an illness, you know. Now, if she's just does it just for the fuck of it, then fuck it, thug life. Pero she has some kind of condition, then I said months. What are or who were the biggest rivals for rivalry? Everybody in North Hollywood. Everybody in North Hollywood. No, seriously, everybody around us. But I don't want to go into details because then I don't want to make it seem like I'm on here, trying to put down my, oppositions, or to brag or gloat, or you get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to come on here and try to be, trying to get people to see me like, some type of way. We leave that for the streets. Too many people come on here seeking validation for some strange reason. Like, hey, fool, respect my gangster, dog. I was really about it. Okay. Whatever you say, bro. Whoop that trick. Originally 36 Mafia song. Howard. Orale, all right. As for the rest of the songs, they were made for the movie. I didn't know that it had like such, lore to that movie. I thought it was just a cash grab by the studios. You already know how they get down. What up, Shadow? What's crying like in Angel? What's good with you? What is your name? My name is Shadow. What about the locals? Oh no, the locals were cool. We always had a good relationship with the locals. I mean, there's been instances, little battles, little disagreements here and there amongst individuals, right? But nothing too serious, right? Nothing that we could actually consider what's beef. But there were the only few though that were there that we were cool with. The only ones, probably, if anything. Probably. Yeah, I think they are the only ones. Answer my questions correctly. Oh, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Who was the deepest neighborhood in your area? In my area? In the city of North Hollywood? Or you mean the San Fernando Valley in general? If we're talking about just in North Hollywood, the deepest neighborhood, it's a tough one. So it's a tough one between Clanton and 18th Street. Because 18 used to be pretty deep, though. But then again, they used to have individuals from LA that would come back them up, and that's why their numbers seem so large. But then we could say the same thing for Clanton, too, though. I would probably say it would be a competition between Clanton and 18. I remember them guys used to always be deep, though. No lie. They used to always be a gang of them fools. But if you mean like in general, like in the whole San Fernando event, San Fernando rolls deep. So does Barrio Van Nuys. I remember one time, man. I don't even want to go into those. I don't. Why am I diving into these stories? Never mind. Forget about it. Forget it. Bro, almost had me. I was already about to start reminiscing. What year did the Cold War? What year did the Cold War happen? Why you were part of it? Most of the people in the movie didn't even really get paid much. Damn, that's fucked up. They busted a Friday on them? Because you know how the fools that made them Friday movie, they only got paid fucking like shit. Supposedly, that's what the fool, the actor that played the dad, Craig's dad, he said that them fools hardly got paid. I was like, damn, that's grave. You over here thinking these fools are making like all kinds of feria, huh? And in actual reality, they fucking were working for free for donuts. He said, I challenged the guy at work. All we did was, oh, you challenged him to a bark off? That was today, and they put me to sleep. And as soon as I woke up, the dentist asked me, my boy almost had me, bro. He came a little bit more creative today. I see you, bro. I see you. There was too much details to that story, though. That's why I knew it kind of had to end somewhere. I'm like, wait a minute. He's going somewhere with this. But you almost had me. There was just too much details in that story. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. No, yeah, them guys used to be deep. Our clashes with them, that they used to be a lot. They used to be like carfuls, car. Pack. Chilling had pizza and boneless wings. Damn, my boy, homie was eating like a king. To be fair, Friday was a low budget movie, but it made a gang of feria, no? Like they made a gang of money, and even in like part two, they said that they really weren't getting paid all that much. So that's why I was like, I don't know if Ice Cube was like being a tightwad or what pedo, right? But like, damn, Cube, you doing them dirty like that? Fucking bastard. Never seems to fail, huh? Bro didn't want to break them off. Royalties. You know what? I think I seen somewhere where they don't even get the royalties. I don't know if it was in the same fucking interview too. That's crazy though, huh? You ever ran into the vato, Boo Boo from AC show? Was he a rep? Nah. Elmwood were cool. I knew individuals from Elmwood. I never bumped into Boo Boo though. I heard of Sonny. Sonny, I did hear. I never met him, but I did hear about him. I knew who he was, right? From the homies that I have from Elmwood, right? But Boo Boo's just a little bit older. You know what I mean? So I wasn't aware of Boo Boo, but I knew I had heard of Sonny, just like I had heard of Gil. Just like MOD. You're worth more than what YouTube gives you. Nah, we're just chilling, my boy. We ain't worth much. I'm happy with what I got. We breathing, ain't we? Oh, they didn't have a Hollywood budget. Yeah, you're right. Like a big time movie. Which is crazy, right? Like it's crazy how a movie could be so successful, right? Without the fucking with all the glamour and all the fucking Hollywood to it, right? Like with the bare minimum, they create something that's, fucking still being referenced, nowadays, right? And it's still seen as a classic, and all of that. Compared to these movies that are like they put like fucking billions of dollars into it, and people don't even forget it. They forget about it a year later. Like, do you remember that movie? Like, which one? I don't think so. Sometimes they try to read into the people too much, though. You know, it's like when they're trying too hard, it just people don't they tend to not really accept stuff like that all that well. When you're trying so hard and they can see it, people get to they tend to get turned off by shit like that because they feel like you're playing them. You know what I mean? Like, what, motherfucker? Burbank. No, they're not from Burbank. They're from Elmwood. Burbank, Elmwood. Because Burbank 3 is a different neighborhood. That was at Malibu. Shit, who knows? Maybe there's some white boys up there that. Oh, I think it is. Yeah, they got B-Rad. Shit, that was legendary. They got B-Rad. And he had, I forgot the name of the other ones, right? But them fools were crazy, bro. They would roll up to your mom. They'd be like, that's right. Like, shit's about to go down right about now. Y'all validate parking? Of course. Fucking old lady. Doesn't even know what's going on. Like, we have this basket for your father. B-Rad was crazy, bro. That fool was not fucking around. Who got all his clash out the game cast. We need a Friday part 2. There is a Friday part 2 and a part 3. Oh, a real part 2 with Smokey. Nah, but Smokey didn't want to come back though. That vato was like, "La onda says Charles with your movie." Now I don't know why the fuck that fool didn't want to come back. That fool thought he was too good. You seriously heard of Gil? According to Sonny, Gil was in nobody. No, look, trust me, bro. My neighborhood and Gil's neighborhood, a lot of hatred, a lot of animosity, a lot of beef, a lot of history. You know what I mean? Between our two neighborhoods. There's no reason for me to lie, right? I knew of Gil. Gil was out there really doing shit. You know what I mean? I know because at the time, at the age, he was one of the guys that, would have been nice to get. You know what I mean? So he was relevant. Not like that. I'm not saying like, oh, pinche vato was, super, you know what I mean? Pero he was somebody that was doing stuff. You get what I mean? Somebody that at least we knew of his name. You know what I'm saying? He had a run in with my older homies, right? Who told me, right? Vouch, right? About what my homies like, right? So, like I said, there's no reason for me to, especially how I feel about his neighborhood and shit like that, right? Because even though I'm grown, you know what I mean? I still feel some type of way. So there's no reason for me to come and try to vouch for him. You get what I'm saying? But I can't lie either. I can't come and say that vato was nobody or I never heard of him, because it would be a lie. You get what I'm saying? I can only call it how it is. I may not be fond of his neighborhood, but I can't lie either. Gil's a Trump supporter. Well, I'm not saying that, I stand with his political view and all of that, right? Is he? That's crazy. But, I have some homies of mine that are Trump supporters, so, that already lets you know a lot. You know what I mean? But they're just political views, People are going to see shit, differently. Some low-budget movies are better than the big-budget. Yeah, facts. Gilbert is right-wing. Just like those. Yeah, that's just, I mean, people are entitled to have whatever political views that they want, right? I just don't see how people could see that individual and, his accomplishments or what he claims accomplishments, right? And think that he can better our country, right? Like I said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, I won't judge him, right? Because, like I said, there's still a while into his term, right? So he could probably make shit happen or not, right? But so far, I mean, it's not looking good. So far, yeah, he's pretty much, doing everything like I thought he would. Feel myself a truchas. Nah, but we're talking about like real political moves. The first Halloween was one of those movies. Oh yeah, that shit was low budget, no? Well, shit looks low budget as fuck. Interesting. Malibu 3 is a real thing. Nah, I'm just fucking around. Nah, I'm talking about the movie. It's not a real gang. Maybe a white gang probably exists right there. I don't know, right? I wouldn't know. But at least like a Hispanic gang, no. It's too lovely for the raza's taste. Maybe in the future. Go Trump. Yo, I saw you on Netflix. Do you support Trump? No, I am not a Trump supporter. I don't like the individual, but at the same time, I am not a Biden supporter, so I'm not left and I'm not right. I think both sides of the political spectrum is all bullshit. They don't care about the people. They only care about their own political party. So they're only in it for themselves and what could benefit their political party, and don't give a fuck about the people. I think Biden was a whack president. I think Trump is a whack president. You know what I mean? I think America deserves better than both of those individuals. And I feel like the fact that both sides of their party were willing to vouch for these goofballs as their candidate already shows that they don't give a fuck about their people, because they know that these individuals were not fit for president, yet they still fucking rode with them, knowing damn well that they weren't mentally, fit for president. One, because Biden being, because I don't know, he had Alzheimer's or some shit, but mentally he wasn't stable, right? And the other one for being a narcissistic, grandiose fucking douchebag. So both individuals mentally, for different reasons, right? But we're not fit for presidency. And I despise Trump not because of his political views, but more about his character as an individual in general. You know what I'm saying? I just think he's a scumbag. But don't get me wrong, just because I despise the individual doesn't mean that I won't give him a fair shot, right? Because I don't know the future. I can't, you know what I mean? So I can't say, hey, he won't do nothing good, or, he won't, because for all we know, he probably would surprise us. Who fucking knows in this world, right? So I'll give him that, right? But so far, it's turning out the way I thought it was going to turn out. Because, at his age already, if he hasn't learned, if he hasn't changed, he's not going to learn, he's not going to change. At that age, they don't learn and they don't change. They're stuck and stubborn in their ways. Look at his age already, bro. If he hasn't learned by now, bro, he's not going to change the way he fucking views things. You get what I'm saying? That's just the way he is already. He only gives a fuck about himself. He don't give a fuck about the country. The fact that people think he actually cares about America is mind-blowing and baffling to me. Because all the evidence, if you just pay attention to the man's fucking life story and overall, you would see that the individual does not care about nobody but himself. So the fact that people really think that this man cares about making America great is fucking wild, bro. It's wild to me. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy how people can't see it. It's a trip. Or maybe they do see it, right? But because they despise the other party so much that they just fucking get lost in their delusion, right? Maybe that plays a role in it too, right? Like, you know what? This was a fucking idiot, but I'd rather have this motherfucker than to say that the Democrats won, so fuck it. Thug life. I represent the red, homie, till I die. And fuck the other side. Like, damn, my boy, if I didn't know any better, I thought you were describing gangs right now. But you're actually describing your political view, which is actually scary. That already shows this is not a democracy no more, right? It's a power struggle between two political parties. This is what it is. It is not a democracy no more. This is a political power struggle. Both sides are in it for their party, not for the people. You can tell by the way they clash that this is not a democracy. A democracy doesn't fucking roast or fucking threaten or outcast one of their members just because he decides to view on a bill by the other side, right? If it's a good bill, fuck it, you should stand with it, right? If it's what's best for the people, why not? Who cares if the bill's coming from the right or left? But nah, these individuals will be like, that's a good bill. But because it's coming from the other side, they're going to be like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to go up against it. Just because it's not coming from their side. So this is not a democracy no more. You're pledging loyalty to your political party instead of America. This is about America, not your political party. You should pledge your loyalty to America, not your party. But now it's the other way, right? They pledge their loyalty to their party. How dare you side with the Democrats? How dare you side with the Republicans? That you're not really with us. Fuck you. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Then this is not a democracy no more. then people are not comfortable actually saying their honest, true opinions no more. Now they feel like they're entitled to have some kind of loyalty to their fucking side. Like if it's a gang. And it doesn't help that one side's blue, one side's red. I'm just saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.